Why does the black man serve the white man? Why does everything the black man do benefit the white man? Why does the black man say freedom is doing what I want to do? And why is it that everything he wants to do enriches the European?
Welcome to the desert of the real.
We're going to show Liberia via satellite and go through the country. Just go through the country so we can show people exactly what we're talking about. Like, it's ripe for development.
And I think, and that's what's really needed. Because I was talking to a brother. He's an elder. He's an elder, and I was talking to him, and he was like, "Yeah, but this and this." And I told him a couple of facts, because I'm not the Liberian historian that some of my brothers and sisters are at all. I told this brother a couple of facts because he had seen a post about the Liberian Leadership Academy, and I told him a couple things about it. And he was like, "Well, hell, he's one of the brothers who really into Egyptology and Kemet and all this other stuff." But I was explaining to him Liberia in the few terms that I can, and he was like, "Well, brother, that makes sense." And I was like, "Charles, I know it makes sense." And I was explaining to him how, like, when I first came to it, we was like debating about where should it be and all this other stuff. Then we started talking about Liberia, and then blah 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 blah. And he was like, "Well, brother, that makes sense." So if people really hear it, because people don't know, like, I can't even explain to them because I don't even know it. That I'm not that well versed at it. But if people really understood, I want to do on my page like a series, like literally called like Why Liberia, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's necessary, because people don't understand that it is fucking ours, that it's already ours and it's there. And we sit up here talking about, well, where we gonna go? What we gonna do is so. I want to hurt people, y'all. Like, seriously, it's like maddening to me. It like makes my blood just goes insane. I can't help it. Anyway,
I look at that land and all I see is opportunity. I see so many things. And that's just me and my ideas. I know everybody has ideas and thoughts about how they can, improve the land.
But Holla, that takes work, man. You got too many Americans that are like, we already built this land. I ain't doing no more work.
Well, then there you go. See, my thing is, I have no problem with that. Just take your ass whooping like a man. Just take your ass whooping like a man. Stop complaining. Stop bitching. Stop moaning.
It's clear that everybody and most people don't want to. I talk to the people who are on here talking about white people. I talk to the people who break down all the news about how black people are so oppressed and everything. It's like, okay, we the ones who need to be doing this work. I talk to the RBG groups. I talk to the gang members. I talk to the Pan-African groups. I talk to all them who say that we supposed to be working together and say, well, why we ain't working together? Check this out. It ain't, in my opinion, it ain't got to be the BAIO. We could all get together and say, well, let's create an LLC, niggas. Let's create a whole new name, motherfuckers. like straight up, drop all your excuses. I don't care about your more. I don't care about who you identify with. I don't care who you married to. If you black and you want to get going, let's get going. Why are we sitting up here looking around like we ain't got nothing to do? Well, it's really retarded.
The name has already been done. It's Liberia. That's the name.
How about that?
Like, if you want to come there as a Moor, come. You want to go there as a Hebrew Israelite? Fine. Are you willing to do the work to improve the land, to improve the infrastructure? When I found out that Unreal Engine, this blew my mind. Unreal Engine, a free program, can literally make a virtual Liberia. I just don't know how to use the shit. But it's capable of creating. We can basically go and make a virtual representation of every county in Liberia. And make it, and if we want to put in like roads and highways throughout Liberia, we can do it on the program just so we can see how it's going to look. That's powerful. You know how much that used to cost before that? To get an architect and an engineer to design that, how much that would cost? And it's available to you for free if you know how to use the program. There's so many advantages that we have on a technological level. There's cities that's being built within 5 years. It doesn't take as long as it used to take because of technology. But nobody's talking about that. We're talking about the Anunnaki and blood sacrifice and Illuminati rituals. That's what we are interested in. That's the stuff that gets engagement. But when you're actually conducting a school in Liberia and producing people who know about ethics and citizenship, that doesn't require even $5 fucking from people. That's why I said sometimes you should, when I think about this shit, if not for y'all, I would have thrown this towel in a long fucking time ago. Because at least I know y'all care. I know that there's some people that actually fucking care about doing something.
Even black folks who say we live in Atlanta and Atlanta's black Mecca. Atlanta's not black Mecca. Black people in Atlanta are some of the poorest people in any major city in America. Okay, and we don't even make half as much money as the white people in Atlanta. So we're conflating black bodies with black power. Just because you have a lot of black bodies in a place doesn't mean that is controlled by black people. When I'm thinking it's controlled by black people, I mean the economics is controlled by black people. I mean all the major corporations, all the major infrastructure funding are controlled by black people. That's just not in Atlanta. And so I think when we got to think about it, we got to think, we first have to discuss to our people, what does it mean to control something? What does it mean to control something? Because I think our people think of controlling as, oh, if I control an individual businesses or we just control a collective of small businesses, that means we control something. No, when you control something in its entirety.
Hey. Yeah, they don't. I think that they do get it, but there's an element of it that I think we can't ignore, and it's a fact, is that when Malcolm died, there were a lot of people that breathed a sigh of relief. That were black people. When Khalid died, there was a lot of people that breathed a sigh of relief. Whew, thank God that nigga's gone. When Marcus Garvey died, there's a lot of black people who was like, whoo, damn, yeah. They do not like people who push for black power.
Yeah.
They don't.
Yeah.
And they're not worshipped and even talked about until they're dead. So the only people that I'm concerned about is the people that's trying to do something, who's actively or even passively trying to be involved in getting something done. Because at the end of the day, I don't look toward the masses for anything. They'll come along once we get shit straight. But until then, they're going to sit back and wait and see what you do. There's people that can have skills that they can bring into the organization right now, and they're not going to do it because they're going to wait and to see, well, what are they? Let me see what they do. They do. So it's just, that's the reality, man. We don't have a whole lot of people to work with, but my thing is, look at what we were able to accomplish with the little bit of people that we have. That's the positive. So the only thing you can do is be involved. If you, as a black person, are complaining about all this shit and about how the collective is this and the white man and blah, 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 get involved. Even if on a passive level, get involved. You don't have to be in the meetings. You don't have to do this. Put down $5 a week. Get involved in the solution to the fucking problem. Because if black people, a certain segment or enough of a groundswell of black people don't want to be involved in the solution, then there doesn't deserve to be one. That's the reality. Stop bitching, stop moaning, and just admit that you are inferior to the white man. And accept your role as his bitch.
Upstairs, they chilling. I gave her some pieces.
It's real simple for me. I'm just tired of the culture of complaining. I'm tired of the culture of complaining. especially when I
We
know that
went
there's
from
practical solutions that we can be involved in right now. I'm sorry, Jabari.
we went from the American government fearing that if they intervened in Liberia in the 1930s that they would lose the black vote to us begging for our lives to matter and begging to be included. Really just is
And begging for butter biscuits. That's this nigga actually that fucking what's his name? African Strikes Back, whatever. I don't know what these fat
Pan
Well,
white.
yeah, Pan African fat.
He actually
Pan
said
Africanist got fat.
he
That's his
actually
name.
said to me that we need to if the white man is offering butter biscuits, he'll eat the butter biscuits. That's what he said. And the fact that these people have more of a microphone than we do infuriates me. Because it ain't even about them. They're clowns. You know, there's nothing really to say. But what do you say about the people that like listening to clowns? What about them? What about the people that give attention to Umar Johnson and attention to Tariq Nasheed and Polite and the rest of these assholes? What do you say about them?
Polite is polite.
Do they just get a
Polite
free
was in
pass?
jail.
They get a get out of jail free card?
Nah, it's just comfort food, man. It's just
Well, you know what?
It's just,
If we want to
it's
engage
just
in comfort food, then be comfortable, nigga.
they're just
Don't take comfort
that's heroin
food and
addicts.
then you know what I'm saying? Don't take comfort food and then think you're a revolutionary. No, be comfortable. And take the ass whooping like a man or a woman. Just acknowledge the white man like you do Roman Reigns. Acknowledge him. And stop fighting with him. Stop being a rebellious teenager in his house. Take your allowance and get your ass at home by 10 p.m. Get your ass in the house by 10 p.m. I'm going to whoop your ass.
Pretty much.
Bending the knee is a symbol. Like, it's a symbol of what the actual reality is. It's not like you weren't always a bitch. You just acknowledging that you won. So we can have it out in the open so there's no mystery anymore. I mean, that's what they want, right? If you don't want to empower yourself and your people, then what else do you want than to be the bitch of somebody else? You want to cry, you want to complain. It's like these chicks that, oh, I want there to be equality, but I want to live a soft life and have everybody pay for everything and just take care of me. You can't have it both ways. So what do we want? I've been asking that question for years. What do we actually want as a people? Because from what I can see, we want bullshit and we want to be comfortable here in America. And we just don't want the white man to act. We want him to act right. That's what we want. We don't want him to be so abusive toward us. We don't want him to be racist toward us. We don't want him to discriminate against us. If he could just only act right, we'd be happy here. Am I wrong?
No.
Because collectively, that's what I see. I don't see. It's like somebody made the post that people support, like they'll go to the movies and they'll support the resistance and then come outside of the movie theater and back the empire. But to be entertained, oh yeah, they want to see Neo fight against the system. Yeah, let's break it down, burn it down until they come outside the theater and they are right there with the Sith Lord. They love Palpatine outside of Star Wars. In Star Wars, they're against him. He's a bad guy. They totally are against Skynet when they were in the movies. They want John Connor to defeat Skynet. Once they get outside the theater, they hate John Connor's guts. So the question is, if you as a black person are here in America and you want a change, you want a future for your people, what are you, that person, actively doing to make that happen? And if you ain't doing nothing, then I guess we are where we're supposed to be. Why is everybody complaining? What's the bitching and the moaning about?